Well, good day again to each and every one of you. As always, you know, I do hope and pray that that's right, that you're enjoying and celebrating life today. I tell you, today is a good day to be in the Lord, to be in His presence, to be in His will, and to be in His word. That's right, to be in His word. And for His word to be in us, right? That's right. You can't just be in it. It has to be in you. And when His word is in us, you all, it will do just what He said it will do. And so I'm so grateful to be with you on today. I do hope that you all have been checking out the my YouTube promo for my upcoming The Help Meet. That's it, the Help Meet Summit. You guys, it's going to be amazing, okay? You don't want to miss this experience. You don't want to miss it. So please come and be a part of that. If you have not registered, register now. Call and register now. Get your name on the list and take advantage of the bonus. That's it, the scholarship that we have. I'm so grateful to my partners that have partnered with me so that at least 20 women that would like to attend this summit, this day of training, they can come. All right, they can be a part of it. And so again, if you want to hear more, email us or call us and you will receive more information and income too. Yeah, more information so that you are able to take advantage of the day that we're going to have. And there's more good news coming, but I'm going to save it to the end. I'm going to save it. All right, you all, you know that we've been talking even on last week about I pretty much was continuing the virtual session that we had with the Woman I Am community. We partner with them from time to time as the Real Housewives of Christianity Association, and I like to support work that is being done. So if you got something that you're doing and you need some support, you need somebody to come in and perhaps speak for you or help you out. I've emceed a couple of these events as well, different things that they are doing in the community. And so, hey, if you need some help, give a sister a call, all right? And so, we talked about we do hard things, and my subject was keeping the balance, because it's hard sometimes, right, to keep the balance. But it's only hard, you all, if you don't understand your assignment. Oh my goodness, that's what we're talking about this week, understanding your assignment. And I think last week I talked about it'll come to me in a minute. But this week we're talking about understanding your assignment and staying focused, okay? Staying focused. And I did post a video about how to stay focused, and I'm going to be posting some more of those videos about how to stay focused. Now, one way that I'm able to stay focused is, as you all know, some of you may know, that every week, twice a week, we used to do it 3 times out the week, but now it's twice a week. The ladies and I, every morning, Mondays and Wednesdays, we get together and we have prayer. All right. And when we have prayer, I'm looking at some of my notes here too, you all. When we have prayer, we start our prayer off with a weekly focus. And the blessing of that is, some of you all you don't really know me personally, but I am really big, you all, on helping others to discover the gift that God has given them. And then not just helping, but also cultivating those gifts. I think we live in a world where people are so concerned about themselves to where we're not really sowing into the lives of one another as we should. And I'm just not that person, and I thank God that I am not. And that is one of the reasons why I'm doing the Help Meet. Because if you can't see anybody else win, you won't win. And for me, I enjoy seeing other people win in life. I enjoy seeing other people come up in life, because I know what it feels like to fail. I know what it feels like to be down in life. I know what it feels like to be depressed and to want to give up, to be discouraged, to be frustrated. I know what that feels like. and to feel like a failure, and to not have determination and everything else you need to be able to succeed in life. I know what that feels like. And so for me, I always want to help other people to be able to do that. All right. And so that's one of the reasons why I do what I do in terms of the help me. And so with this these weekly sessions, the ladies are praying, and they're also seeking the Lord for the focuses that they're going to present for us that week. And some of them are just learning to pray. Some of them are just coming to the Lord, and they're just learning how to pray. And they are discovering through prayer, through the word, the time that we have in devotion, they're discovering who God has called them to be, their gifts, and what they have, to offer to the body of Christ, to their families, to their associates, to others. And so I'm just excited about that. And that is just one of the many ways that I'm able to stay focused, because as you all know, with that focus, we also have a focus scripture, a theme scripture, and then we have scriptures to study for the entire week. And then we come together on our Thursday calls to discuss that focus. And that person that facilitated the prayer, that gave us the focus, is also the one that presents on that Thursday. And so we are sowing into the gifts and cultivating the gifts of others, and helping all of us exercise our voice as well as our gifts. Because how many of you know we all have gifts that we should be exercised in, and it builds confidence, right? So again, in reference to how do we keep the balance? We keep the balance by understanding our assignment, living like we are chosen. That's what I talked about last week. Living like we are chosen. And so that means that when I live like I'm chosen, I must understand my assignment. So it seems as if I'm going, backwards. In some ways I am, but it's all to bring us to that place of understanding what the Father has required of us, and that we have a duty and a responsibility to do that He has purposed, called, created, formed, made us to do. All right. And so I want to encourage you, if you want to join us, you can come and you can join us on those Monday and Wednesday mornings, and to at some point become a part of our rotation, because we rotate every week. All right. Now, speaking of understanding your assignment and living like you are chosen, I'm going back to Proverbs 31, you all. I love Proverbs 31. Because I have been so inspired by Proverbs 31 throughout my life. I've been so inspired, and I'm sure you can tell by the things that I share, that I believe that this type of woman is capable of existing today. I believe that we are virtuous women of God. Now, understanding your assignment, let me get down to business here, because I know it's a day that we all have something that we need to do, right? All right. So now, when you take a look at verse 10, right, and then we read all the way down to verse 31, one of the things that we are able to, one of the many, I'll say it that way, things that we're able to glean from her story is her focus was family. Her focus was service, right? Her focus was community. So when you understand your assignment, the way that you are able to stay focused and keep the balance is you pretty much confine things or streamline things that fit into your assignment. So you're not trying to do a whole lot of stuff. You understand what your assignment is, and you focus in on that. That is the area in which you focus on growing, developing new skills if you need to, character, right? Relationships. That's the area that you hone in on. You build in that area. You grow in that area. If the Lord has called you as a wife, right? We know that even as a wife, your communication skills are very important. As a mother, Communication skills. I'm just throwing something out there. It's very important. And so we have to learn, some of us have to learn how to unlearn some communication skills that we have learned, right? We did not communicate properly. And so we are learning how to communicate with our spouses, how to communicate with our children, how to communicate with our community. And there are more ways than one to communicate, right? To have conversation. So when you look at her life from in her attributes and her characteristics, right? Her assignment, you look at verses 10 all the way through 31, and you get to see the quality of character that she possessed. The one thing that I really like, again, one of the many, I'll keep saying that, I keep saying the one, but the one of the many things that I really love about her is her focus on family, right? And her focus on only the things and only the people that God assigned her to. You don't see her doing a whole lot of other things, right? So now let's take a closer look, if you will, at her. When she's describing this virtuous woman, I want us to see if you match up with any of these personality traits, any of these characteristics, any of these attributes, right? In your marriage, in your friendships with others, in your family. Let's take a look, all right? So she says, number one, who can find a virtuous woman because her value, her self-worth is far above rubies. Now, we do understand that during these cultural times, there were dowries that were offered for women who were of high quality, who were educated. Okay, so there's a couple of things here, the family in which they came from. So we understand the cultural context, okay? And I'll kind of talk about that maybe a little later, maybe next week, about understanding the culture, how to make yourself of value. I'm going to be talking about that, you all, at the help, but how to make yourself of value. Okay, now, anyway, so, but this is important because the heart of her husband do it safely trust in her. His heart trusts safely in her, okay, that he shall have no need of spoil. That means that her husband is going to be a producer. Her husband is going to be a successful man. Her husband is going to be in leadership. He's going to be a capable man. He's going to be a man with a vision because he has found a wife that his heart can trust in, that she will not do him spoil. She will not run him down. She will not speak negative of him. She will honor him. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me stop right there. Now, she will do him good. Oh my goodness. Not as long as he's doing good to her. No. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Come on, somebody. Come on, wives. Come on, wives. She will do her husband good and not evil all the days. That means all the time, the duration of time she's with her husband, she will do her husband good and she will not do him evil. How many of us have that focus for the day, right? That focus for my marriage, that the entire time that my husband is with me, I, number one, want him to trust safely. I want his heart to know that I'm all for him, all right? That I have no evil intention, that I have no deception, no manipulation, no maliciousness, no unforgiveness, no bitterness, no grudging toward him, and that I will do him good and no evil. I will manage his money. I will value him as a man. I will love the seed of his children and take care of them. I will take care of the provisions that he provides. I won't do him evil. I won't run his character down. I will not speak ill of my husband. Right? Okay. This is what? This is a virtuous woman now. Again, we're matching to see if my character, if my attributes align themselves with this personality, this character, and these attributes. Okay? These characteristics and these attributes. All right. Now, she then will seek wool and flax, and she'll work willingly with her hands. So now she is going to treat her husband properly. She's going to honor her husband, reverence her husband, but she's not lazy either. She's going to seek things that are of value, and then she's going to be putting some things, she's developing her skills. She's trying to see what she can work with and develop skills. But why is she doing all of these things? Why is she getting up early and going to bed at night? Why is she making sure that her entire family has the provisions that they need? Why is she going out here to consider a field and to buy it? She is very innovative and she is industrious. So being a homemaker doesn't mean, you all, that all we do is cook, all we do is clean, right? All we do is bear children. No, we are industrious. We are innovative. We are capable. But the first thing that we are is a good thing. The first thing that we are is good wives to our husbands. That's the first thing, right? So then it goes on and talks about how productive she is, how she doesn't waste a lot of time. Why? Because she understands her purpose and she is focused on her purpose and she is living like she's chosen. So that's the reason why it's not hard for her. It might be hard getting things started, right? Getting into a system, that might be a little difficult, yes. But the more you develop skills, the more you have an intent to do things the right way, which is God's way, then all other things will become easy for you because it becomes not what you do, it becomes who you are, right? And so now she knows who's most important. Let's drop all the way down to verse 28. Because this woman, she looks well to the ways of her household. That's it. She knows her domain and she manages that because she's focused on family and she's focused on home, which means she's able to give to others simply because she's making sure her family is taken care of first. If you lack anything, check what you're doing at home. If you are lacking with addition in any increase, check what you're doing at home. Okay. Now, she doesn't eat the bread of idleness. We know she's not lazy. She don't have time to be sitting around gossiping, doing all this type of stuff. All right. Her children arise up and they call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praised her. Why? Because her family is her focus. She's not doing it in the independent of her family. She's doing all these things because of her family. Many daughters have done virtuously. I love that verse. But thou excelleth them all. Why? How could you not excel when you're doing it God's way? Because her focus is family, her focus is character, her focus is understanding her assignment, her focus is doing it God's way. That's her focus. She's living life like she's chosen. And so you see, you all, this is how she's able to keep the balance because she already knows. She knows what she's called to do. She's confident in doing that. She's developing skills, but her foundation is that of her family, and that's who she's pleasing every day. That's who she is rising up for, is her family. And as a result, those in her community, those the poor, those that are needy, right, in her community, she's able to be benevolent as well, simply because she's taking care of what matters most and what comes first, and that's her family. Thank you all so much. I do hope and pray that you have enjoyed last week and this week's about we do hard things. Yes, we do. We do things that appear to be hard, but all right, if you understand your assignment, if you live life like you are chosen, and if you stay focused, it will not be hard because his yoke is easy and his burdens are light. I look forward to being with you all again on next week. But until then, I want you to be blessed and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.